Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Mandomi Makubela, your woman in skincare. If you are new to this channel and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome. So today I decided to do a spontaneous video on the essentials and the must-have that you need to have if you are looking to starting your skincare routine, your skincare life, and really just taking better care of your skin. Right now, what you'll see in this video is me really just taking you through products that I have tried, products I think that are an essential in building and starting your skincare kit, but that will also help with really just being beneficial for your overall appearance, right? So without wasting your time, let's get into it. I know that skincare does tend to be a whole lot more difficult for some people and can be confusing because there's so many ingredients, there's so many products in the market, and everything does this and that, and you're dealing with certain skin conditions and you're literally frustrated, right? But I'm here to really just give you a rundown of what I've used and what I am using, but also just to really simplify it all for you. And I think one method that I really subscribe to in skincare is that number one, skincare is personal, guys. I can never stress this enough. I'll never stop saying this, but I solely and truly and wholeheartedly believe that skincare is personal, right? And as much as there are so many products out there, so many products that have different ingredients, work for different skin conditions, it's really important to note that what works for me might not work for you. And I want to also reiterate that yes, we may be there to help. Yes, they can be certified dermatologists, estheticians that are there to help and suggest. But I also really feel that sometimes you'll never know. Sometimes maybe someone will recommend something and it may not work for you because the experiences that you have with one product and one that I have with one product may not be the same. And bear in mind that we could both have acne, but what worked for me with acne cannot work for you. That is perfectly and totally okay, because I want you to know that there are a lot of things that come into skincare. Your genetics play a huge role when it comes to skincare. Hormones play a massive role when it comes to things like skincare, So these are all things that we need to bear in mind, obviously without sort of like looking down on someone else's experience, but also really just encouraging that, hey, you know what, I know you may not feel good about your skin right now, or hey, I know that this doesn't work right now, but let's keep on trying. Let's not stop, and let's try fine, because at the end of the day, it is trial and error. So that is my staple sort of like key, my notion, my method. Skincare is personal, right? Now, I also do want to say that it's also very, very key to note that skin types and skin conditions are always different, right? Now, I would always say that the three must-haves in your skincare routine, or if you are a beginner in skincare, is to make sure that you cleanse, hydrate, and protect, right? And I don't know if maybe this is because I'm a dry skin girly, but I believe in hydration more than I believe in myself, guys. Nothing on my skin will work if hydration is not the key. And I simply say this because you can imagine someone who has very dry skin, my skin flakes now and then, weather changes, and my skin is affected. I believe in hydration. So for me, these are obviously things that I've had to learn and things that I've had to sort of like condition my skin to. And I guess someone who has oily skin, or someone who has combination skin, or someone who's dealing with a specific condition would say that their method maybe is cleanse, treat, protect, because they are treating a specific condition. They are treating acne, they are treating hyperpigmentation, But for me, I think the must-haves in my routine are definitely cleanse, hydrate, and protect, guys. And I say this because this is exactly what you're going to see in the next clips. And I just want to take you guys through products that I'm using, products that I'm loving. But yeah, obviously first step being a cleanser. This is absolutely important, and removing the dirt, the debris off your skin is exactly what you want. So yeah, guys, let's go through my video and I hope you enjoy. My cleanser that I am using is the new sensitive cream cleanser. Now, the reason I use this is because I feel like it's a whole lot more gentle on my skin, right? And it does have quite gentle ingredients such as aqua, such as glycerin, which will really just help with bringing the hydration that I need on my skin. So I do tend to have dry skin. So I like to really lean towards this type of cleanser just as my daily and sort of like beginner friendly, non-complicated routine if I'm really just doing my skincare routine, unless obviously if I'm dealing with something else and I feel like my skin is a bit dull, I will then obviously reach out to another cleanser. And the cleanser that I normally reach out to if I really feel like my skin is suffering from a bit more flakiness and really just needs that pick me up because it does tend to get a bit dull, I do lean towards more the vitamin C cleansing gel from Garnier, which is really just a cleanser that stays right by my sort of like my tap, my basin, and you know, 2 pumps really just go a long way. The texture of it is quite nice as well. It's a very gel sort of like consistency. I do however recommend that this particular cleanser is used by people with combination to oily skin or oily skin at large, because I genuinely feel like you guys will benefit a bit more from it than us dry skin girlies or people who have sensitive skin. But obviously if you do have sensitive and dry skin or dehydrated skin, you can really use this cleanser maybe once in the week if you do feel like your skin is obviously needing a bit of brightness. So these two cleansers are definitely something that I say one should have, and I think it's also very much of a great balance because I think they're both suitable for the different types of skin types. So if you do obviously have a bit more oily and combination skin, I would definitely recommend this cleanser. And if you are, a beginner in skincare, I definitely would say that this is a cleanser that you definitely want to have in your routine because it is gel and obviously it will help with a lot more oil control. Whereas if you are on the sensitive side and if you do have dry and dehydrated skin, this is definitely the cleanser that you want to go for, because I also do think that they're very much different in texture. So that's exactly what you want. This one is obviously a bit more jelly and you know, it's got a very purifying and silky sort of texture, whereas this one is a bit more thicker, creamier, and has a bit more rich texture, which will be suitable for your skin. Of it, it's not harsh at all. It does have a bit of like an oats sort of like smell, but I mean it's not something that's very much overbearing, but really suitable for people with dry and sensitive skin. So moving on to moisturizers, right? Now I think moisturizers are very important in our skincare routine, and they really are just really an important step that I genuinely feel like in every single step, in as much as they all have their own importance, I think these ones also, moisturizers are also just, they play just the exact same role, right? And one moisturizer that I have been truly loving is this Optimal Hydration Healthy Glow Daily Cream from Cetaphil. Now this moisturizer is something that I have appreciated as a dry skin girly, right? And the reason I say this is because the texture of it is really lightweight, right? I like the fact that like even the way that it feels, and as much as it's lightweight, it's super hydrating on the skin, and you can immediately feel and see the difference on your skin when applying it. And I think for someone who does have dry, dehydrated skin, this is the perfect moisturizer for my skin. I think I'm going to definitely use this a whole lot more than I have, because I do sometimes use it mostly at night, because I do feel obviously that I feel like my skin needs that hydration, especially when I am obviously doing using my retinol product. And if it is a retinol night, this is definitely a moisturizer that I gravitate towards, because it just really gives hydration and you'll feel it. And even now that I put it on my hand, you can really just feel that into your skin quite a lot, which is something that I really, I guess, appreciate, right? And yeah, it is obviously something that dry skin girlies will definitely love. I think it will also come in handy during winter. You know, the winter months are approaching, and you know how it is. The colder it gets, the more sort of like dry our skin becomes, because there's obviously is no moisture in the air. It's actually my daily cream more than anything. So yeah, I really love this. Then a cream that I have really been appreciating. So I recently got this, right? And I recently attended the Hyper Real MAC launch. super excited about the range that they've just released, and it's formulated with Pro 4 Power Infusion Matrix, right? But niacinamide, hyaluronic acids, and ceramides, but also it has the Japanese peony extract. Now guys, this cream, I really feel like this really just actually goes beyond just prepping your skin before makeup, but I really think that this is a cream that I actually genuinely like, because it's quite rich in texture, right? And the formula of it is very, it's very rich, and I appreciate that, because for someone who has dry skin, ceramides are my go-to ingredients. So I truly appreciate this, and it's very lightweight on the skin actually as well. So this is something that I really think that obviously it is quite expensive, but I really, out of the entire range, this has to be one of my favorite products, because I genuinely like it. I like the way that it feels on my skin. It's got a very silky yet light texture, but it's also just rich, obviously, because it's got ceramides, and it really just, you know, it will help with giving your skin obviously the hydration. So if you are doing things like makeup, it really is also good for skin prep, which is what is actually sort of like the whole brand messaging around this particular range, that it really is good for skin prep. It's good under makeup. It really gives your skin that hydration that it needs, right? So I think this, for any suitable skin type, is definitely a really good cream. So guys, these for me are obviously my sort of like different creams that I would on a daily really reach out towards, because like I say, I do have dry skin, so sometimes I don't tend to lean towards more gel, and I haven't really found a gel moisturizer that I think would really love my skin, or my skin would really just enjoy, and maybe I should be on the lookout for that, but so far I think these are currently my go-to. And I just want to show you the different sort of like textures that they have. This one is obviously the Cetaphil one, and as you can see, it does have a bit of a lighter texture, and it's almost leaning towards more gel if you look at it, but it really is that hydrating feel, and it really just melts into your skin. And if we're looking at the MAC, you can see that it's a much more richer cream that has a very creamy consistency that, you know, really needs a lot of rubbing as well. So the rubbing time is a bit more than the gel and the Cetaphil consistency. So as you can see, you really want to go in before obviously applying any of your products in, so it's much more thicker, as you can see, in consistency. And yeah, I think it obviously just depends on that your skin is needing at that time, because I do really feel like, you know, you use different products for different sets of reasons, and that's why I never stress that and this is why I always stress the importance of noting that skincare sometimes, in as much as there's ingredients backed, and you know, there's certain ingredients that target a specific condition or skin type, it is very important to keep always in mind that skincare is personal. So yeah guys, I think you've seen obviously the different consistency and, you know, the textures of the cream, because, you know, they all are made out of different ingredients, and I guess also the consistency will also be different as well. So my next step is sunscreen, right? Now I think sunscreen is a very important part and sort of product in starting and building your skincare kit and, you know, skincare cupboard, especially if you are a beginner skincarer. You know, if you are someone who's beginning and you're saying, hey, I want to take care and I want to take better care of my skin, I definitely say that you should have sunscreen in your routine, right? Now, this option that I have chosen, which is a sunscreen, is a bit more on the pricier side, but I would say that it is really good in just, you know, I particularly have loved it, and I picked it because it is a sunscreen that I really love these days. I love the convenience of it. I love the fact that I can just spray it on and just go on about my day, right? And I just love the fact that in as much as it's big, right, and most people I would assume that could actually use it for their body, I definitely am leaning quite towards this a whole lot more these days. Now, obviously, we are in South Africa and the sun is quite hot, and yes, it's raining and the days are becoming wetter. But I would say that even on most days, it is hot, the sun is out, it's really blazing. This is the Vichy Spray Protective Water, right? Now, this particular sunscreen does have sort of like an oil, I feel like it is actually biphasic, right? Now, what biphasic means is that most of the time you'll find that at the bottom there's obviously oil, and then at the top there's obviously sort of like water. And if you shake, it really just obviously combines together enough obviously for you to then spray it onto your skin. Now, I think why I appreciate that the oil sort of like biphasic method of it is because I really like the fact that it's actually hydrating as well. So someone who has dry skin, once again, this is something that I really like, because sometimes what I find is that when I do use sunscreens, right, sometimes as I go about my day, I do tend to get a bit dry, so my skin starts to feel like a bit crazy and a bit dry, but it gets really irritating. And so sometimes you'll find that I'll maybe just keep like a thermal water spray or a mist in my bag, just so that I can quickly not only spray but also have my sunscreen as well and reapply, but it will really just keep my skin awake and so on and so forth. So I really am loving this. I've just used it for a bit. I use it mostly when I go to the gym as well, because I do outdoor workouts. So it really is convenient, and yeah, it's got hyaluronic acid in it as well, and they call it actually a protective water. Because I think you can actually also use this as a mist as well. So if you feel like, let's say for example in the morning you may have applied a different sunscreen, you can definitely layer this, I would say, and use it on top of your other sunscreen if you are going on about your day and you don't have your sunscreen nearby. This is definitely something that you can throw inside your bag and really just spritz it as the day goes on. Now obviously I know that sunscreens sometimes can be a bit tricky, because most of the time, for us people with for black people who have melanated skin, they really struggle with finding the right sunscreen. But also I think sunscreen also goes with regards to your skin type. So sometimes you'll find that chemical sunscreen are definitely invisible, and chemical sunscreens are a bit more invisible, whereas mineral sunscreens sometimes do leave a white cast on your face. So you want to just, it's trial and error, it's trialing and, testing out different sunscreens that you feel will work for you. But also, sometimes you'll find that some sunscreens do have a bit more filters and different ingredients, obviously, and I think that's why it's maybe important to pick sunscreens according to your skin type, right? Now, in as much as chemical sunscreens are more invisible, they are obviously a lot more irritating to the skin, will sting your eyes, whereas mineral sunscreens tend to have a bit more of a filter and will maybe, obviously leave a white cast, but they are also a lot less irritating than chemical sunscreens. So yeah guys, these are definitely two sunscreens that I would definitely recommend having, and are really just actually my favorite sunscreens that I have been enjoying. And yeah guys, I think obviously sunscreen as well, I think sunscreen is also very personal, because there are tons and tons of sunscreens that are out there, and it really just depends on you, what it is that you want, your skin type, what kind of a finish that you want on your face. Are you looking for much more mineral sunscreens, or are you looking for obviously chemical sunscreens that will obviously do obviously the same thing, and also don't forget that you want something that has SPF 50. So this is definitely something that I would say you definitely want to look out for. And that, guys, is it from my side. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that I helped. I did try to obviously make this a bit more casual than most of my videos, and just chat through the products that I'm loving, the products that I'm using, the products that are also helping me for my skin. And yeah guys, I really hope that this helps you to build your routine. And yeah guys, if you are obviously needing help, down below in the comments, let's have a chat. Tell me what you guys are using. Tell me what your sort of 3 key words or steps are that you believe in. Don't forget, mine are cleanse, hydrate, and protect. And once again, guys, till next time, see you in the next video.